All right, good morning. We're going to be finding slope using a graph. So today we're going to start at the point on the left of the graph. So whichever is further left, you're going to start with that point. You're going to move up or down and then right to get to the next point. Let me get this out of here. All right, you're going to write rise over run, just like yesterday. Rise over run. Our rise, again, is our vertical. Oh, man. Our vertical or up and down, and our run is a horizontal or side to side. And remember, you have to simplify. Okay, so we're going to have a graph. We want to start on the left side. So the point on the left side. We can go from any point to any point and the slope is going to be the same. But on this one, we're going to go from this point here to this point here. So I'm going to start by doing the rise over the run. So I'm going to go up how many? So I go up. So 1, 2, 3. I go up 3. So that's 3 over. And how many do I go to the right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 over 4. No, you don't have to.
Ms. Patch, you know you can pause so that when you're in between doing stuff.
So 3/4 is simplified as far as I can go. So 3/4, we would leave this as 3/4, and I'm going to write it as M equals 3/4. M is going to stand for our slope. So let's go over to this one. We're going to go from the right to the left. We're going to go from this point here over to here. So I'm going to go up or down first. So I'm going to go down. So if I go down, it's going to be negative. So my top number is going to be -1 over, because I went down from here, down 1, and I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go over or to the right, +5. Remember, if I go to the right, it's positive. If I go up, it's positive. If I go to the left, it's negative. And if I go down, it's negative. So if I were to go from this point to this point, I should be getting the same answer. So I would go up 1, so it would be a +1. And to the left, 5, so it would be a -5. So here we have the same number and only one of the numbers is negative. So if one of the numbers is negative, we would just bring it out to the outside and it would be a -1/5. Make sense? Okay. All right. Next ones, we have two that are, one that's vertical and one that's, I guess I don't have to really erase that because you know, but here I have a horizontal line. It goes from 2, see here is the same, our 2 here is the same. Oh man, that was not good. Let's do it again. It goes 2 to 2. It's straight horizontal. So this is going to be, we can remember Mr. Slope Man. Let's see where my things are. These are his mouth with the circles at the end on either side. So the slope of this line would be 0. Okay, the next one is his nose, and the next one is undefined. So M is going to be equal to undefined. I'm going to abbreviate that because I don't want to write it all. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to be, when given ordered pairs, we're going to be able to find the slope. So it's we're going to have a formula, and we're pretty much just putting in the formula the certain numbers that we have. So first I want to remember that we have, if we have an ordered pair, it's x, y. X comes before y in the alphabet. Always remember, when our constant rate of change, our x or our y's, our y was on top. So we found the change of the y over the change in the x. And this is going to be your m. Your slope is going to be y minus y over x minus x, or the change of the y's over the change in the x's. This one right here is going to be your first ordered pair. So this has to be the same ordered pair. That's one of the biggest mistakes that kids will make. They will put an ordered pair, one from up here, and they will go down here and put the x from that same point. It has to be the same ordered pair right on top of each other. So this ordered pair, this is an ordered pair, and this is going to be the second ordered pair, x, y. So let's do some. Maybe? Maybe? There we go. So if we were to plot these points, a line would go through them, and we want to find the slope of that line. So we're going to take one point, and we're going to make sure to put it over each other. So we're going to take the y's. Remember, the first one here, this is x, and this is y. So I'm going to do 5 minus the y from this point, or from this point, yeah. And it's going to be over the x from that same first point, so 7 minus 3. So 5 minus 2 is 3, and it's going to be over 7 minus 4, which is 4. I'm going to reduce it down. I'm just going to do one time, I'm going to do it the opposite way, and I'm going to show you that you're going to get the same answer. So instead of doing 5 minus 2 and 7 minus 3, I'm going to choose this point. Oh, God, I'm terrible at writing this. Sorry. I'm going to choose this point to go first. And I'm going to show you that it does not matter which point goes first. So let me erase this quickly. Remember, our answer is 3/4, right? So instead, I'm going to use the points from the y from this one first. So it's going to be 2, oh, way off, 2 minus the 5, because those are the y points, and then 3 minus 7. Now if I have 2 and I take away 5, it's going to be a negative number, and it's going to be a negative 3. 3 minus 4, or 3 minus 7, it's going to be a negative number, so it's a negative 4. This is not simplified down. If I have two negatives, one on top and bottom, that reduces down to a positive number. So again, negative 3 over negative 4 reduces down to 3/4, which was the exact number we got before. Okay, let's do this one. We're going to start with the y from the first point, so 2 minus the 3. And I'm going to take then the x, so 1 minus a negative 4. 2 minus 3 is a negative 1, and 1 minus a negative 4, I like to change it to adding a positive, so 1 plus 4 is 5, so we have negative 1/5. Again, I could do it the other way. I could do 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 over a negative 4 minus 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. A negative 4 minus 1 is a negative 5. Here we have a negative 1 over 5 and 1 over a negative 5. They simplify down to the same thing, negative 1 over 5. Same thing. All right, we're going to do one more. Negative 2. I'm going to take negative 2 and subtract the 4. And I'm going to put it over 2 minus the 0. So negative 2 minus 4 is going to be a negative 6. And 2 minus 0 is just 2. Now this can be reduced down. So negative 6 divided by 2 is going to give me a whole number. So I can simplify it down to negative 3. I can check my answer in a calculator if I want to. Okay, the next two, the more you work with these types of problems, you'll notice certain things. Like here we have 3 as our x and 3 as our x in this point. So that's going to clue us in that it's either going to be 0 or undefined. So if our x's are the same, it's going to be a special case. Same with this one. Our y's are the same, so it's going to be a special case. I want to quickly review. If I have a number, 9, no, I don't want to use that one. Let's do 12 divided by 4 equals 3, right? So 12 divided by what number equals 3? And you would do 3 times what number here equals 4 or equals 12? It equals 4, right? So if I have a number like on top of 0, what number here, I'm looking for, this is a blank, sorry, not 0. What number times 0 equals 2? Is there ever going to be a number when you multiply it by 0 that 0 gets 2? No. So this is undefined. So when 0 is on the bottom, it's undefined. And then 0 on top, 0 divided by 2 is going to equal, gosh, I'm terrible at this, 0. Okay, so now let me get rid of all this. We're going to see zeros on top and or bottom of these two because there's no change from this x to x value. So here, I'm going to do the 5 minus the negative 1 over 3 minus 3. And it's going to equal 5 minus a negative is 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. So what number times 0 equals 6? Never can happen. So this is undefined. Okay, over here, again, I'm going to start with my y's on top. So negative 1 minus a negative 1. And then 1 minus 7. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 minus 7 is a negative 6. 0 divided by a negative 6 is 0. So m is equal to 0. And this one has an undefined slope. Your assignment is page 185, 1 through 7 odd, 11, 15 through 23 odd. You're going to be practicing finding the slope from 2 given points.